Hello and welcome to Amber's Dreams Tarot. My name is Amber and I'm going to do a little tarot for you. Alright, so before I started this reading, some key things that I channeled. One is something to do with Dame Judi Dench. So would not be surprised if her name is, or I'm hearing her likeness is in the headlines lately. Another thing that I had channeled was happiness, particularly happy endings. So it could be the ending of something going on that is going to bring in a new beginning, or it could just be the, the happiness of a cycle that's been going on for a long time, or something that was just very difficult. So we do have happy endings coming up. All right, so just to run through, remember, I'm not going to be reaching out to any of you to have you purchase any readings or remote viewings or anything from any account. So if anybody does and saying that it is from me, unless I personally know you, that is not from me. So do report them, make it harder for them to scam other people, and be safe. All of my decks are pre-selected and pre-shuffled. Only take what resonates. Don't try to make the reading fit. If it's, if pieces of it are not for you, then it's not for you. Leave it for somebody else. Okay. Oh, yeah. So already we're starting off with what would be the Tower card and the Sun card. So this is something really big, like big change that is bringing in happiness and bliss, and this is really good. Okay. And this kind of felt like lazy, kind of falling over. I'm going to go ahead and take it. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is the inflow of abundance. Could be like new business venture, a new contract, something to have to do with like new money. Maybe somebody's winning the lottery. That new money. Sorry, I'm making fun of the old money. All right. All right. And we have the Page of Wands. So something new, exciting, something that you're passionate about, or there's passion behind it. Could be very creative. Could have to do with some type of like entrepreneurship, but it does not have to. But it's something original. Maybe somebody is pioneering something new. Very confident, just very passionate. Okay. And we have the Chariot, so it is coming in super fast. And I am getting, with the light and the dark of the Chariot symbolism, like the kind of two extremes going on. So, I mean, this is what I'm about to say is not something I'm channeling, but just something, to keep in mind. We have to have the light and the dark to have that cohesiveness. And the main goal is integration. I think it's popular that, and honestly, I think it's very guiding people in the wrong way to have them repress their shadows. That's actually why we have a lot of insecurity and projection out in the world, is from, that shadow side being suppressed. It needs to be explored. It needs to be accepted. It needs to be loved, and it needs to be integrated. And that's a very taxing and difficult job to do. It is not for the meek. So those of you doing that shadow work out there, you are the true warriors. All right. So first off, I had the Defender card with Mercenary. Let's see. I'm going to put these. I'm feeling like this should go over here. Okay. All right, so we have the Defender card with Mercenary. So somebody could be defending something, defending their rights. Somebody could be a defense attorney. Somebody could work in defense in one way, shape, or form. We have the Devil with Cursed, and particularly noticing the Fool card upside down in the image. But how this came out is the Devil is also upside down. So somebody could have been feeling cursed. Hell, you could have been cursed. But it does feel like that is turning around. And I just got a ring in my ear, my left ear, as I said that. So that could be coming in a way of judgment, like in a pretty harsh way even. Oh, and I just looked up and saw the word endings, which reminds me, I'm going to go ahead and do this before I forget. But instead of going through the whole spiel, I am just going to lay this out here. You can pause the video, take a screenshot, zoom in, whatever you got to do. But this is the, if you are watching this in August of 2026, these are the energies for this month. We are coming into solar eclipse season, and we just passed the peak of Lionsgate yesterday, as I'm posting this on August 9th. If you're not watching this in August of 2026, then just know that these readings are timeless, and whenever it finds you is when it's meant to find you. But you can just kind of throw out the astrology, or you can listen to it. Maybe you'll get a lesson there that is, has to do with your current situation. Okay, so somebody may have defended themselves from a curse. And with Mercenary, maybe somebody like really had to go out and like figure out like how to banish or defend themselves from a curse. And it doesn't literally have to be a curse. It could be, metaphysical. Okay, so wiping that energy, we do have the Devil in reverse. And it looks like with the Fool in reverse, whatever that was holding you back, whatever it was that was being defended, or this could be somebody else defending on your behalf, is a movement forward. I'm getting it like it was creating fear. So not that it was just blocking your way forward, but that it was creating fear to, so that somebody doesn't take a leap of faith and start something new. But, the Tower is here, so whether you like it or not, it's happening, and it's happening in a big way. And oftentimes, if we avoid something that is absolutely within our destiny, within our purpose to do, the universe will be like, that's it. Like, this is happening one way or another. If you got to come on kicking and screaming, that's the way it's going to be. And that happens sometimes. I know I'm a Taurus. I'm stubborn. Not saying that all Taurus are stubborn, but I most certainly am. I can turn that stubbornness into tenacity and ambition and drive. But when it comes to me not wanting to do something, I'm straight up in the stubborn zone. And this happens to me very often. If I do not take the step, universe is just going to straight up pick me up, throw me in the pool, and be like, swim, bitch. All right. Let's see. Next, we have the Power card with Position of Authority. So going back to defense, this could absolutely be somebody working in defense. Or if not, this could be because it's right underneath the Ace of Pentacles, that whatever this new inflow of abundance is, it could have to do with some type of position of authority. It could be that who you were defending against. Oh, no, I'm hearing that's not it. So it's not. So you could have been defending yourself against somebody in a position of authority, but what I'm getting is this card in this position is specifically having to do with this newness. And whatever this abundance is, like, you are going to be holding the cards. You are going to be the one that, what am I getting? It's like you're the one that gets to make the decisions going forward. Okay. Okay, so we have a bit of spillage. Please take a moment to like and subscribe and absolutely share these videos. That all helps out the channel, and helping out the channel helps us grow, gets the message out to more listeners, and it helps me out as well, and I would really appreciate that. Let's see. We have the sleeper with cause, effect, and clarity. We have the storyteller with viewpoints and control, and we have the botanist with parenthood and legacy. All right, let me just read from this little booklet here. Let me find it first. Here we go. So this is from the Citadel Oracle deck. So we have the sleeper, cause and effect, and clarity. So right off the bat, I'm kind of getting that somebody is waking up to, you know, how cause and effect works, which is basically you do this thing and that causes this to happen. And, you know, if you look back at cycles and patterns in your life and the decisions that were made or actions that were made around that, you know, that's what's going to wake you up, and, you know, so that you can learn the cause and effect. It's just part of helping you recognize cycles so that you can break cycles. All right, so the sleeper, locked away in their tower. Got the tower. The sleeper is fated not to live under the sun. Interesting, because we have the tower and the sun. The sleeper is fated not to live under the sun, but instead to embrace the shadows, what was I talking about earlier, and live a life of clairvoyant dreams. Okay, so that makes sense, because I did notice, oh yes, earlier when I pulled these out, thinking of the sleeper, this reminded me of, oh my gosh, what a time to have a brain fart. Edgar Cayce. So he was the psychic or prophet, and how he would be able to tune in on specifically like medical ailments in people's body, but also like, you know, future events and stuff like that, was he would get himself in that kind of in-between stage of wakefulness and sleeping and dreaming, which is an excellent place to be if you're going to be doing any type of psychic work. Like, that is where it's at, and you can get there right before you go to sleep and right before you wake up. And when you learn really deep meditation and remote viewing as well, disclaimer, this is not for everybody. Some really weird stuff will happen to you when you get into this stuff. And it scares a lot of people, and it can mess people up. Like, yeah, so it's disclaimer there. Don't just go jumping into it because you think it's going to be fun. But if you do feel like it's in your soul purpose to do so, absolutely, I encourage you to do that. Just be warned, and make sure that you do a lot of research. Because it's not all fun and games. Just like in real life, I was just telling somebody this yesterday, exactly like in real life, not everybody on the spiritual realm or everything, every entity is going to have your best interest in mind. And that's how it is. All right. So somebody could literally be you know, integrating this shadow, or even using the shadow in a way that benefits them, in a way having to do with whatever this newness is. And it could very well have to do with some type of, psychic ability, or some type of prophetic knowledge. I'm seeing a little orb here, which is reminding me of the, what's the thing now with Palantir and their orb. So, you can, kind of see everything that's going on, which is honestly just a metaphor for, or a symbolism for remote viewing. I just looked up and saw the word insight as well. Also, somebody may be really good at sensing the emotions of other people. So basically, somebody just, learning how to use this shadow in a way that is going to help be productive as far as whatever this new endeavor is, and really waking up to that clarity, and with the realization of the cause and effect, really realizing kind of how it all works, specifically integrating the shadow with it. And it's, example of that is just what I was talking about earlier, how my shadow side is being very stubborn, but how I can use that to my advantage is, instead of resisting with the stubbornness, that same energy can give me tenacity and ambition and drive. Every single one of your shadows is going to have a way that you can use it for your benefit, and even for good. But it's not about good and bad. We have to have both, and that's just the way it is. Okay, gonna come back to this. So back to the sleeper card. The sleeper is fated not to live under the sun, but instead to embrace the shadow and live a life of clairvoyant dreams. So just what I was talking about with Edgar Cayce, and just got a ringing in my right ear. While their sibling, the waker, holds the knowledge of the daytime world, the sleeper lives in a world of visions, untangling omens, yet blind to the truth of the true world. They speak only prophecies based on what they see in their dreams, without ever having to face the repercussions. Past decisions that you have made are starting to have an effect, and whether they were made for the right or wrong reasons, it's too late to change them now. It's hard to admit when you were at fault, so learn what you can from the situation. Next time, you can make a better choice rather than repeating the same errors. So yes, that is the whole cause and effect. And, don't let that scare you that too late now to change it. It's a learning experience. And once you, accept it as that and take it as that and actually take the lesson out of it, then, move on. It's going to come around again. Next time, choose a different action. And that action can simply be a thought. We'll see. So next we have the storyteller with viewpoints and control. So right off the bat, I'm getting, some type of manipulation, possibly. All right, where are we at? So I'm getting like how somebody tells a story is, and that could be what this cause and effect is how you tell this story is going to affect it could affect the opinion, but overall it's going to affect the outcome, having to do with the listener that you were telling the story to. Here we go. The storyteller. Children gather on the far side of the square, their attention glued to the wooden box, a white sheet, and a lantern. Behind it, hidden hands transform into beasts and people made of shadows, telling stories both old and new that have the children laughing and cheering equally. Okay, I just got a hit all of a sudden. Somebody could be a very excellent storyteller. And if that is you, then that'll be something that somebody has absolutely told you. The storyteller is the conjurer of this magic, the ringmaster of this show, and in control of every character and every line. The most important story in your life is your own. But you are just one story in a tapestry of thousands. It's important to respect the tales of others around you, rather than forcing people to conform to the role you think they should play in your story. Learn to communicate and see things from their point of view, too. Not only should this improve how you perceive others, it will help you build better, more solid relationships. Okay. So this could be talking about this whole cause of and effect, and the, needing to control could have to do with other people outside of you, but it very well could be having to do with that shadow aspect as well, and the suppression of it. And really that's just linked together because, again, when you are suppressing that shadow, it is going to 1000% affect how you are communicating with your outside world, the people that are in it. It's going to affect what is manifested into your world, and the people that come into your world, as far as what you end up drawing in. Very, as within, so without, as above, so below. So, whatever story you're telling, you're going to start to see that reflected in your outer world. And this is something that I don't think it's hard to grasp this at all. My particularly challenging, or how this has challenged me in my personal experience, is the retaining of just remembering that and getting into the habit of it, because what I call it, like the machine, that's here to distract us and work, and oh, look at this, and don't pay attention to that, we live in a world that is full of illusion, and that illusion is to keep us stuck, to make sure that we don't realize who and what we are, and we don't advance to the next level. Like we are, we're kind of in our own little prison here, is my personal thoughts on that. I'm not going to say it's my belief, because beliefs are hard to change, but thoughts are easier to change. However, this is something you kind of have to remind yourself of quite often. I have to constantly kind of break myself out of the illusion, because the illusion is good at what it does. But if what I'm telling myself is that I can't do something, or that I don't like something, instead of going in and looking at, okay, well, if there's so much of this that I'm seeing in my world, then what is it in my shadow self that I may be suppressing or repressing? And often you'll find answers there. And I always say, like, when you go to visit with your shadow self, bring it in as another entity. Sit down with it, have tea with it, have a discussion. This is not about judgment. This is about understanding. And that is how you begin to integrate the shadow. Hug it out at the end, and like, bing, bang, boom, Bob's your uncle. It doesn't always stick. Sometimes it takes several sessions, which could last days, weeks, months, years. It really just depends. And from my experience, it seems like there are some things that go on some type of divine timing. So it's not something we control or can control. And we do have that energy of somebody wanting to control something. Okay, so flip side of that, manifestation wise, let's think about what you can control, because it's not just a life of, oh, you can't control anything. So we have this and this. So what can you control? Well, you can control what words come out of your mouth. After some training with yourself, you can control your thoughts as far as, and I'm not saying repress any of your thoughts or shoo them away, but I'm saying like when a thought that is not beneficial comes to you, you think of it like a fish that just jumped into your boat. Throw it back. But and immediately go for that fish that you are planning on having for dinner. As I should probably probably a lot of you are vegan, so I should probably rephrase that. But you get what I'm saying. Like, you're going to have some thoughts and it's like, ooh, that's good. That's beneficial. We're going to keep that. And then you're going to have others and it's like, well, that's not beneficial. And it's not that we're going to shoo it away. It's just, we're going to be like, yeah, we see it, we accept it, but we're not keeping that one. This one's going to go with us and that one's going to go back where it came from, in a loving way. So, yeah, what can you control? Because we are constantly manifesting whether you are conscious of it or not. Most people are not conscious about it. And if you are unconscious that you are constantly manifesting and you're complaining all the time, well, that's just going to bring in whatever the heck you're complaining about. It's going to just show up constantly, which is usually just makes people complain about it more, and gets them into a place of being very jaded and accepting, oh, well, I guess this is how life is. Well, congratulations, but not really. But you just got trapped in the illusion, because you have enough control to get out of the illusion, but it comes with training your thoughts, training your emotions, your your energy and your vibes. And that's something that if you want to get out of this illusion, and this, kind of almost like purgatory state over here, then you have to learn how to do this. And you have to keep at it. You have to know this is not something that you're just going to learn overnight. I do take that back. It seems like Eckhart Tolle totally learned it over a weekend. So yeah, I guess some people, depending on, what you learned in your your previous life, you get born here and it's like, oh, I have a remembrance of this and brought a lot of that knowledge already with you. Which as much as I've been studying and, really delving into, and the way that I've been mostly living my life for this lifetime, particularly in the last, decade or so, then I'm really kind of thinking my next lifetime is going to be like that. So, long story short, make the effort. All right, next we have the botanist with legacy and parenthood. A lot of the things that keep us stuck can be, how we were raised. But the botanist, I think this card, we'll find out for sure, but I think this one is having to do more with like growth. What are you growing? Oh, by the way, this whole path that I'm talking about in this deck is centered around spiritual alchemy. And that is a very, I recommend that people learn it. If you want to get out of the system, I recommend that you learn it. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong section. Okay. Looking for love and oh my gosh. I was saying looking for love in all the wrong places while I open up to the gambler. Yeah, those are both kind of Kenny Rogers age music, so that could be significant to somebody. All right, so for the botanist, parenthood and legacy. Beneath the thick glass panes of the greenhouse, sounds of the outside world are muted. Humidity hangs in the air in a heavy veil of mist, and all around you are plants, vibrant green leaves, exotic flowers, and pungent herbs. I love the word pungent. growing their steady and secret lives. Deep in the heart of this jungle, the botanist inhales the aroma of fresh earth and presses a seed into its depths, ready to see what life it will lead. So already we're talking about somebody who, it's either somebody who, I'm going to go ahead and say this is somebody who has a lot of patience, or they have been very, very patient with something. And this is the second time in this reading that I've kind of gotten that something may have taken a long time. It's also about like nurturing throughout that patient process. The botanist is a parent, a nurturer, a giver of life. By providing the right environment, they bring everything, intentions, material, gain, even people, into fruition. So just what I was talking about earlier with your thoughts and your words. What you do now creates a legacy for those who come after you. Take what you have learned from the botanist before you and become the next to embrace that role. This card is for you and for those who have nurtured you into who you are today. So it's about, taking, just like the fish, taking that good knowledge in, working with it, and then be sure to pass it on. All right. And I'm also getting the sense somebody literally could be into gardening and particularly botany. Somebody could be a botanist. If so, you're living my teenage dream. I think that's a song, isn't it? Teenage Dream. Okay. We have releasing resistance. So just what I was talking about earlier with, not resisting that shadow self, but really working with it. And trusting God. And for you, this could be, it doesn't have to be, Christian God. I know that's very triggering for some people, but it's just, having faith. In manifestation, you're going to learn faith is friggin' huge. Faith and belief are huge because in order to manifest anything, you are going to have to believe it enough that you can let it go and know that it's going to happen, which is why it's safe to let it go. And something popped up in my head. Something I am noticing is just symbolism wise, we have God and the devil, and the devil in reverse and God upright. So, kind of like one, defeating the other. And that could be the mindset that's holding somebody back, is considering that the shadow side is like the devil. And granted, it can be. Particularly what I was getting out of this was like some type of temptation. So again, that shadow side, it can be used to be stubborn or to be tenacious. And it is absolutely your choice and what actions you make that is going to, determine which way it is. But I'm just really, and I'm getting the image of like an angel and a devil on somebody's shoulder. So you can have the same thing, and you can make it work for you, or you can make it work against you. The shadow side absolutely is not inherently bad. It is necessary, and it can be used in a very beneficial way, but it can also be used in a way that's going to ruin your life. Like you could take shadow sides and indulge in things that are going to, end you up in prison or the loony bin, or, who knows. So try to find that nice beneficial niche for whatever shadow side it is that you are repressing right now. And once you find that, then you won't have to repress it anymore. It can be free range to a point, because you're going to have a healthy and a safe way to let it be free, and to, it has a purpose as well. And if it's not living its purpose, if it's not fulfilling that purpose, then it's going to be getting very upset, and it's going to let you know, it's going to get your attention. And it could show up in your outside world, or just kind of drive you nuts in your head. All right, so we are going to move on to our charms and letters. All right, so this is going to be very loud. So if you have a sensitivity to noise, go ahead and turn down your volume or skip ahead about 10 seconds. Okay, so while I was shuffling, I was hearing the phrase, who is controlling you now? So really consider that. Like, which aspects of yourself, which tendencies, which habits, which habits of thought are you letting drive, be behind the wheel of your actions, your thoughts, your life? All right, so go ahead and take a look inside the box. Anything that stands out to you is definitely going to be for you, and you can take that with you as part of your message. Okay, I'm not sure if it's all there, but I'm getting, oh, it is all there. I'm getting hickory. So it could be like, I don't know, hickory smoke. Barbecue. All right. Anyways, moving on. We have the pendulum coming out. Oh, and the pendulum is, so we had that devil earlier in reverse, and these are like the chains wrapped around a couple things here. So that's going to give us a good idea of that what was being controlled, what was being chained up, and not allowed to express itself. So this shadow aspect is going to have to do with emotion, because we have the water key. Okay, we're going to unleash that. So keys are going to be there for you to unlock doors for opportunities. You can also use them to lock doors, but we want to use them to unlock new things. We want to always be moving forward. Again, we're not here to lock stuff up and repress it. That's how you get into issues in the first place. And we're going to unlock this plane, unchain the plane. And planes can have to do with travel. I'm getting almost like somebody may have a fear of moving forward literally, like there is somewhere that they want to travel to, but they talk themselves out of it for some type of fear. The devil is also about fear as well. And again, when I'm talking about the devil, I'm talking about the symbolism in tarot. So not getting into religion. Religion to me, as far as it putting people in different boxes, is part of the illusion and the machine. So although I am very heavily into spirituality and open to all spiritual beliefs in one way or another, I do not believe in conformity of a particular religion, because I really think that it's not helpful. I think it keeps you trapped, because if you try to have a thought of your own, you're likely going to have somebody talking you out of it. So it gets a little culty for me. All right, so moving on out of my opinion. The plane. So it's associated with air. Air is going to be about your thoughts as well. So just your mental, I'm getting mental abilities as well. So it could be back to that whole like prophecy, the sleeper, the Edgar Cayce with, traveling with your mind. Some type of emotion was definitely being suppressed, which for the notes for this month with the solar eclipses and stuff like that, this is a great time for this to come around because there is so much work being done with Mercury at the end of this month, and we're going to be building up to it within the month. But we have a lot having to do with like emotional communication, and having reviews of that, having being able to express it. And it's also heavily having to do with like endings and sudden realizations and stuff. So this is actually a perfect time for all of this to be popping up. All right, so next we have pizza. Trying to see what I feel out of this one. So I'm getting kind of like a childlike energy off of this. Not so much as like Pizzagate, but like having to do with children, but like fun, like smiles. This could be having to do with being reminiscent of your own childhood, or just I think kids are pretty freaking happy like when they're eating pizza. Most of them, but that's really what I'm getting out of this. Oh, and I got variety for some reason. I don't even know why that came with that, but I got variety to start with. And that will be specific to someone. Let me know in the comments if this is for you. Why are you getting variety out of pizza? Also, please, if you were still here, most definitely please like and subscribe. Really helps the channel out. Also, if anybody is interested in a extended to any of my readings or this reading, a personal reading, remote viewing, or dream interpretation, I will leave my information to contact me in the description box below. Oh my goodness, excuse me. All right, I want you to think of a yes or no question. While you do that, I am going to, you can pause the video, and when you come back, I will have your answer for you. Interesting. Okay, so what I got was the feeling of yes, but what was coming out was a no. So this could be coming back to the storyteller. Is there in some way something where you're feeling yes, but you're saying no? That's most definitely what I'm getting out of that. And then we have the letters G and N. So whatever that means to you, please let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, like and subscribe. Again, if you need to get a hold of me, my contact information is in the description box below. All right, you have a good one. Bye.